हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Harinam Sankirtan ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We welcome today's speaker Premdata Gauru Prabhu.
Yeah, Mataji, can you just give me 30 more seconds?
Yes.
I'll just get charger to my mobile. Sorry, I just noticed
Yes.
it. So just give me 30 seconds, Mataji, and you can introduce about me or whatever about today's shloka numbers. I'll
Yes.
just join in 30 seconds.
Today we are going to Prabhuji will be covering from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3, the status quo, the Lord's pastimes of Vrindavan, out of Vrindavan. Right. From shlokas 16 to 20. Hare Krishna. Anita Mataji, are you there? Or Shilpa Mataji, will you able to share the screen today?
Mataji, I'll try. I'll have to remove the screen, the Veda base first. I'll just give me 2 minutes. Let me try.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Yeah, Mataji, I'm there.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Dandot pranams, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Sorry, we got little few minutes delayed, but I'll try to cover as much as possible.
That's okay.
So this week is very important, and I was asked by one of the devotees to also narrate one of the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu. So if I forget, please remember, we just do one pastime. I don't know if it gets repeated, it's okay, but I'll just small pastime of Nityananda Prabhu also, and we'll conclude the class. Mataji, you all can hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
You can hear me?
Yes, Prabhu, you're clear.
Only thing is my kartal is...
We can't hear.
I am so surprised. And all of you, if you play, we can hear, right?
Yes, Prabhu, we can. Because some of the speakers, they play the kartal and we can hear.
I am so fallen that despite 22 years in IT, I have not been able to figure out what is the setting in Zoom so that I can play the kartal. But I am
Prabhuji, probably you could sing and I will play the kartal for you. We'll try.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Can you see the screen? Just share.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, play Mataji, if you can play.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम हरे हरे जय राधा बिहारी राधा बिहारी राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधा राधे जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे 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 गोविंद 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 राधे हे गोविंद राधे गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव सुभद्रा माई जय सुदर्शना जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय गौरान्विताय जय गौरान्विताय निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि So Hare Krishna. Today we are going to discuss in next 45 minutes to 50 minutes Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Puran, Canto 3, the status quo, chapter 18, text 16 to 20. And it is about the pastime of the Lord. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayamudire. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. So there are 4 shlokas given today. I'll sing the first shloka. It's all descriptive, but still, whatever it is, we have to still draw out some meanings. And so the first shloka I'm going to sing, and then after the explanation, or just a start or a little recap of where we have reached the past time. After that, we can throw open to all the devotees this chance, and they can grab it, and all Prabhujis and Matajis should together read these, and you can align some 4-5 devotees, you can do that. 3. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.18.16. Punargadam swam adaya brahmayantam abhikshana abhyadhavadhari kruddha samrambhadastadachadam punargadam swam adaya brahmayantam abhikshana abhyadhavadhari kruddha samrabhadastadachadam. So synonyms: Punha means again, Gadam means mace, Swam means he is, Adaya means having taken, Brahmayantam means brandishing, Abhikshana Saha or Shaha, Abhikshana Shaha repeatedly, and Abhyadavat rushed to meet Hari, the personality of Godhead, Kruddha angry, Samrambhat in rage, Dashta bitten, Dacham his lips. So the translation goes as follows by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The personality of Godhead now exhibited his anger and rushed to meet the demon, who bit his lip in rage, took up his mace again and began to repeatedly brandish it about. Since this doesn't have any purport, we will continue with the katha. Om Ajnanatimrandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutare Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yoda Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganar Gunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padansa Gana Lalita Shiv Shakanavitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishna Bhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kaltarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langyayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Guru Deenatarinam Savere Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo Savere Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo. Srimati Radharani ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, once again welcome to this class. I'm going to share some thoughts here and everybody can read this. So basically, just a small recap of, so we all know that there is a discussion going around between Maitreya Muni and Vidura, where Vidura is seeking some answers and clarifications in his journey onto understanding the transcendental knowledge of Krishna consciousness, which Bhagavad Gita says as Plannaneva, means a boat. So the transcendental knowledge, what Vidura is seeking, will help him to travel like traveling on a boat in an ocean. Plannaneva. And that transcendental boat gives you the direction of life with the wisdom you necessarily need to avoid the situations and go on the wrong side of the Lord. And that is why the difference between Sur and Asura is Sura, which is the Devi and Devatas, the Sur, the demigods, or the Devatas. They always try to be on the right-hand side of the Lord. Right means on the correct side of the Lord. They want to follow finally the diction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and hence are sometimes referred to as ministers. And there are different demigods who have been enthroned a lot of responsibilities. But a demon generally, unlike demigod, unlike Devi Devatas, he wants to, in the core of his essence, he wants to do whatever he wants. And it can be against the desire of the Lord. And so the Lord has to stop his or the demon's wish and ask him to follow the path. And that is one reason why Vidura also wants to have a peaceful exit from this world after gaining the knowledge and doing whatever he could do in his practical life, in his material life, where he was the mantri in the Dhritarashtra's reign. And so he has enough seen what was or what is going on, and he is now seeking Maitreya's knowledge. And then Maitreya is giving him a lot of information in which he is also giving information on how the Lord took the form of a boar and the demon and fought with the demon Hiranyaksha. And in this, he's telling that how the Daitya did not pay attention to Varuna and a lot of other demigods, and he learned from Narada about the person whom he's going to fight as supreme, so there is no point. But he is disregarding. He is disregarding the instructions. So the prime aim of his disregarding the instructions is to follow his own dictum or act on his own whimsical thoughts, which generally happens with all of us till the time we really don't know who God is. And so in that we act sometimes in the favor of the Lord, but a demon will never act in the favor of the Lord. Rather, he will do everything to remain on the opposite side of the Lord, means to oppose whatever he says. And so here Hiranyaksha also wanted to fight with Vishnu and kill him. And he wanted to conquer the entire world. He had literally done that also. So he's creating a lot of troubles, and he thinks that Vishnu should be killed because he's the reason of killing many more demons. And he wants to kill even the Devatas because he thinks they have been nourished by his enemy, which is Vishnu. And so he's actually fighting with the Lord with a mace, fighting with the Lord, and he's trying to prove the point that he is the supreme. Although we all know that we do such silly mistakes, but we in this current age, and we all souls literally cannot really compare ourselves with even Hiranyaksha, because Hiranyaksha is not an ordinary person. He is even, and you can say, he's not an ordinary soul, and we all know he's one of the brothers from the Vaikuntha being cursed. So he's not an ordinary personality. We cannot imitate. And he's basically, it's mentioned about his physical attributes, and he's really powerful. He had golden hair, right? And he's trying to chase the Lord, and he's fighting very fiercely to the Lord. And there is a situation which comes where he is trying to hit the Lord, and he succeeds also. The Lord also dodges, and he is basically exhibiting that, Vishnu, you have made a mistake of fighting with me. And the Lord has a typical tendency that it is said actually that Lord could have just thought that, oh, Hiranyaksha, there is no point fighting, so I move out of your Hriday, or how I should say, move outside your, like he's sitting in the form of Paramatma. So he could have, Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe koi. So he would have just walked out of the heart of Hiranyaksha, and Hiranyaksha would have just fallen on the ground like a plaque of card or like a small stone, and he would have been finished. But it is said that sometimes in the discussion about karma also we discuss that why doesn't Lord give me all the punishment in one go and finish all my karma so that I can live peacefully? But why some of the karmas act at an early age and reactions to those karmas act at an early age? And sometimes we suffer because of our reactions, even despite being Krishna conscious after several years. And it's all because of our past life. So not all the reactions of our past life will act at one particular time. Lord could have acted all those things at one time and given us some protection and done away with it and let us remain, peaceful in our remaining life. But he doesn't do that. For example, by the age of 20, I have suffered everything in my karma and a prarabdha what was written, but it doesn't happen. It takes time in your life. So it is said that certain troubles and reactions of our past life will come early because that is the mature time enough to suffer that. But we are not enough matured to undergo another trouble which will happen to us after 10 years because of our immaturity to understand. And even if Lord gives us mercy to undergo that, we will not understand that impact of what we did in the last birth and now why are we suffering. So Lord also waits for that opportune time in our life, that one particular set, he gave you trouble in the early stage of your life, but he is now giving you when you were 20, he gave you some troubles, and now you are 45, 50. In fact, you are more weak in terms of body, but your understanding towards life has increased. So you have gained some maturity. So in that case of time, the circumstances around you will be such that you will face some music of your past karma troubles. Is because that is the right time and opportune time you have manifested in yourself that maturity to undergo that tribulation and to take it in a right spirit. And that is when your karma or the prarabdha karma, the karma which is coming floating around from the past birth to you, which is already assigned to you, that you have to undergo this music because you have done so much trouble to others, so you will also go that trouble. You take it in that right spirit and it really impacts you so that you have that um, paschatav, you have that understanding that yes, maybe I have really done something wrong. That is why at this point of time, I was in such a weak situation where I never wanted any trouble to come, and this trouble had to come at this time. And then you really realize, and then the past reaction also is swallowed by you, and then it goes behind your back. And you have been, and then you further progress in life. Exactly something similar is happening when you read this sloka where Hiranyaksha could have been killed by um, Krishna or Vishnu in the beginning of his life or even in the beginning of this battle. But he wants to let him mature in the fight to understand how it is to fight with the Lord. So they both converse each other, and he's telling Lord, you are Vishnu, you are a foolish fellow. And then like this, they are telling each other, and Krishna is also telling, you cannot defeat me. And they are like almost fighting with each other. And um, after some time, the Lord, thus being challenged by the demon, thus being challenged by the personality of Godhead, like a snake, he trembles and he gets agitated, and then he, um, you know, he's blowing out of anger, and he's maturing in his fight. He's maturing in his fight. He's like fighting with some portion of anger, but you said, and then you're like fighting somebody, and then after some time when you say, "Acha nahi," so then you remove your jacket and pull over and say, "Abhi dekhta hu, ruk, I will fight with you." Then you say, "Arey, ye bhi nahi ho raha," so then you put your sleeves like this. So what is happening? What am I acting like this? It's like you were earlier wearing a jacket and somebody is pushing on the road and you were right and you saying, "Acha, what are you doing?" Then you remove your jacket, then you remove your shirt also, or you put your sleeves on the shirt and then you mature and prepare yourself to protect. Or you are on the bike, you will remove your helmet and then you will prepare yourself. So all this is going around just to give a look and feel to Hiranyaksha, to make him feel that he's really fighting. Otherwise, for the Lord, fighting and no fighting for Lord is one and the same. So your activity to the Lord is Atmaram. He cannot be disturbed from his position. So how can Lord be angry? Lord dawns angerness only at his wish. You really cannot make Krishna or Vishnu angry. That's what we should learn from this. It's not that he cannot get angry, but he is master controller. He can use his anger to rectify a lot of problems. But when we do anger like Hiranyaksha, we disturb ourselves and others, and we also burn in the poison of anger and make others also burn in the poison of anger. And then we kill each other. And that's what is happening in this life. For small, I heard just a couple of days back, one person was murdered just for 10 rupees. And you can hear many more newses like this and incidents in this world. For 10 rupees, one person was murdered. Now, what do you get in 10 rupees in today's life? Maybe some washing powder sachets and small candies, maybe some small, 10 rupees. I'm not saying you cannot get anything, but it's what is its value? And look what happens. People kill each other. So he sprang on the Lord, and with his powerful mace, he dealt a blow on the Lord. The Lord moved slightly, dodged, and it was aimed at the breast, the chest side of Vishnu. But it was aimed to hit on the chest of Vishnu, but he eluded. Now, at the same time, how can you, when you talk about normal people and you say, "Hey, when you were driving earlier, you could you today you could have saved yourself," or "Today how could you save yourself, how could you save yourself, but couple of years back you couldn't save yourself in that accident." I'll give you an example and then I'll tell you what I'm saying. Suppose you were driving a car just 20 days back and you met with an accident. You could have easily saved yourselves, but you couldn't. Maybe because of some circumstances, you didn't sleep well and you just you didn't see the divider and you hit the divider on the road. So your friend was standing with you, sitting with you next. But after 15 days, again, you both were traveling. And this time, again the divider came and you could save yourself. So to such incidents, to normal people like us, we can say that, "Hey, you were clever today, or you were very smart enough to save yourself today. You didn't hit the divider today or dead turn today. You saved yourself." But that day, what happened with you? Actually, if you notice, Lord Hiranyaksha wanted to hit at the chest of the Lord, the same chest where he was hit. If you know the pastimes of how the Balaji appeared, right? Tirupati Balaji appeared. That time also, the Muni hit the chest of Vishnu, and the Vishnu let that hit be taken on his chest. Although that time he was talking just for showing purpose with Lakshmi, and Lakshmi was in front of him. But the same Lord who is taking the hit of a Muni on his chest and then removing the money from his feet, though the wife becomes angry because of all this, that's a different pastime. But the same Lord today is so skillfully able to, what is the power of that Muni hitting the chest? With some little power. But here, compared to the power of hit, he couldn't save himself. The Lord could not save himself to get the hit on the chest, but he's able to save himself from the mace of Hiranyaksha when it is trying to hit his chest or breast. How? This deludes the yogis. The yogis are not able to understand. It is only a bhakta who can understand that Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. That how the Lord um, uh, how the Lord is, sorry, I was getting a call on my phone. So how the Lord took that hit on his chest, but here Hiranyaksha's mace, 100,000 times lightning speed time, the way he was trying to hit and pounding on the Lord, and Lord dodged. So because of his Bhakta Vatsala nature, he always, not only to his devoted people, he actually loves even those, and I can say even sometimes more. A father always loves his naughty child or his child which does not follow him. He has more worry for him, and his love is more for that kind of. It's natural that if you have 5 fingers and this finger is troubling you a lot, you will always try to take care of this finger. And rest you fingers you forgot, right? That they even exist. So you put ointment, or some pain is there, you try to take care of that finger and try to give massage, or maybe then you give the massage to the hand. So the Lord is such a sweet personality of Godhead. He is supreme because he can exhibit affection even outwardly if it is looking that he is hitting, because of his extreme controllable power. Because of his being Purusha, he can be control and enjoyer at all the situations existing in or all the activities he performs. This is the way how Lord is so controlled even while fighting and letting the personality of Hiranyaksha to exhibit his wish of fighting Vishnu. And that is why, if you read in the 16th, is that when the Lord saw that he's, eluding the mace, but now it's enough, he also, it's like if he doesn't show anger, so what he does is, then Lord also picks up his mace and he pounds and gives a huge blow on the brow of Hiranyaksha. And he also rushes towards the demon and Hiranyaksha and, bits his lips. So he shows the anger. Now, Lord is full of all the rasas. Not only that he shows anger, yam bhavati bhiveti swayam. Yam bhayati bhaveti yam bhayati bhiveti swayam means he is the one who is fear personified. Even fear personified fears Krishna. Vishnu. That Lord is exhibiting these pastimes, where at one end, in front of the cane of Yashoda Maya, he is running from one room to another. Then also the Gandharvas, and they're saying, this Lord who is not afraid of anyone, is afraid of one small cane of his mother. So this, and he was Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Rijantam Karam Boja Yugmena Satankanetaram. So he's crying in fear. And so Yashoda Maya feels very, why, oh, my son got fearful of me. So why these exhibiting of all the rasas the Lord shows? Because he wants to enjoy his own creation. For Lord is Atmaram. Nobody can make him enjoy. So he has to create situations and give enemy the power to fight him. Exactly what is happening here in Hiranyaksha's case. And so, with one more pastime of the Lord, where we see something similar, we will ask the readers to please select, the moderator to please select the devotees for Prabhuji's and Mataji's for next 4 shlokas. We can divide whatever, we'll quickly read that. But I want to bring one more pastime. You see the case of Kaliya. So Kaliya had, he was running away from the ocean, because Garuna wanted to kill him. So he came to Yamuna at a small portion, which was the portion where Krishna and Nanda Maharaj and all the gopis and gopas were staying, in that portion of Yamuna ji. And because of his poisonous nature and poison emitting out from his fangs and his body, the whole water and the whole place was poisonous, and no Gwala could go and use that water for grazing purposes or even play over there. But Krishna goes, and the ball, that ball with which they were playing, that falls onto the river, and he goes and picks up, and there he gets the fight with Kaliya. He could have killed Kaliya instantly, but instead of that, he let the Kaliya also attack with a lot of fangs to the Lord, and we can see from outside that the Lord the moment he used to pick up, the Lord used to hit on the one of the hood. So like this, he was 100 serpent with 100. He was 100 serpent with 100 wives, snake, and he was being beaten by the Lord, like beating the drums. So the Lord is tanga, like he's playing a tune and hitting with his feet and giving the metallic marks of his lotus feet on his head, so that later on, with those marks, he goes and into the ocean, and those marks will be always seen by Garuda later on, and Garuda will forgive him, saying that he has been already hit and beaten and badly and improved by his master Vishnu. So he will leave him, and so he lives peacefully rest of his lives with his 100 wives. So like that, same here, what we see here also is that he's fighting and letting that fight mature, so that there is a pastime which can be spoken, and we are speaking that pastime. And he's giving us an opportunity. In fact, we should thank the Lord for creating such a wonderful pastime in the form of where Maitra is able to narrate it to Vidura and teach him some lessons. So now we'll go to remaining of the shlokas. I have done the shloka, my part. Now, Mataji, if some devotee wants to sing the other from 17, 18, 19, and 20, I think.
Sure, Prabhuji.
We'll quickly read out.
Shobha Mataji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Let us
Shobha
pranam
Mataji.
Prabhuji. Let us
Can do the
pranam
shloka,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text number 17. Tatah cha gataya aradin dakshinasyaam pruvi prabhuhu ajagneho sahatu tam saumya ghataya govita ahana. Should I read the synonyms, Prabhuji?
You can go and read translation, Mataji. There are 3 more shlokas.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Then with his mace, the Lord struck the enemy on the right of his brow. But since the demon was expert in fighting, O gentle Vitura, he protected himself by a maneuver of his own mace. Haribol, Dandot Pranam Prabhuji, thank you.
So before the next devotee is selected to sing 18, just imagine, can anybody save himself from the hit of the Lord? Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe koi. The supreme will of Govinda, if he just thinks that you should die, you will die. But here even when Lord dodged, he hit him in such a way that he's letting Hiranyaksha also, show his expertise. So you can see how great the Lord is. Go ahead.
Sudha Mataji, can read the sloka and translation, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. एवं गदाभ्यां गुरुर्भीभ्यां हर्यक्षो हरिरेव च जिगीषया सुसंरब्धा अन्योन्यम जग्नतो. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this way, the demon Haryaksha and the Lord, the personality of Godhead, struck each other with their huge maces, each enraged and seeking his own victory. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, the purport is Hiranyaksha is another name of Hiranyaksha, the demon. So here you see that both are seeking their victories. Now this is before you select another Mataji or Prabhuji to sing. See, please note that both are seeking victory. What does that mean? Victory for what? What can Lord achieve by defeating his own creation, his own Mamaivamsho? Everyone is created by the Lord, fine. So what can Lord seek his victory? We can understand from the statement that at least Hiranyaksha, we know that what he can immediately achieve is that he wanted to defeat or kill Vishnu. That's why he's attacking. And Vishnu, in a very subtle way, he could have, if you see it in this way, you can show that yes, he's also seeking for his victory where he can save himself. That matter, right? There's somebody who's coming to kill you, and your victory is to save yourself from being killed. But we all know that Lord can never be killed. In fact, not even any soul can be killed because the soul never dies. It's just the change of the body. So his victory is to finish Hiranyaksha's this birth pastime and take another birth and then go back to Krishna's kingdom. So he is seeking victory. If you see, the Lord is actually, Hiranyaksha is being killed, but actually he's winning because he's being treated by the Lord to be killed, and whatever Lord wants him to fight, he's fighting. And he's winning even after being defeated here, because samsiddhi haritoshna. In the end, he's also seeking his benefits, and Lord is giving his benefit by completing his, he's getting benefited because his curse is getting over. So one birth gets over, then he gets another birth, and he gets another birth. Like this is his Bura time, his bad time is also passing away. It's like how mantra wanted to, planted by the demigods, was very eagerly wanted Ram to be sent to Vanvas, because she knows then Ravana will be killed. So like this, Lord is also acting like in a way like a mantra to let this guy killed and move to the next birth, because then in his life the curse which is acting like a demon to Hiranyaksha can be warded off. See the game of the Lord. And that is why this nature where he can do opposites, he can do anything and he can undo, that is the beautiful power of the Lord, because he can change the history, he can change the future, he can do anything. He can change the universes, he can change the body. He did it for Parikshit Maharaj when in the womb of Uttara, Ashwathama's Brahmastra, his body was burned. So he changed his body, and that is why he is known as, his body was changed and he was tested. So Krishna tested him, and that's why he was known as Parikshit, a tested personality. Pariksha ho chuki thi. So I say Lord can do anything. So let's read the last two shlokas for today.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'll read the
Yes.
sloka, and Saravanan Prabhu, you had raised your hand now. You can read the translation, Prabhuji. Tayoho
Sloka,
spradhosti
I didn't know how to read it. That's why I lower my hand.
Okay, Prabhuji. Shatasrava grahana vivruddha manyavo vichitramargham scharator jigishaya vyabhada ilayam iva susimnaro mritha. You want to read, Prabhuji?
Me?
I didn't hear you. No, Prabhuji. Prabhuji.
Sorry.
Yes,
I didn't hear
Mataji.
you, Prabhuji. Yeah, please read the translation, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Translated by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. There was keen rivalry between the two combatants. Both had sustained injuries on their bodies from the blows of each other's pointed maces, and each grew more and more enraged at the smell of blood on his person. In their eagerness to win, they performed maneuvers of various kinds, and their contest looked like an encounter between two forceful bulls for the sake of a cow. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Divya Desai Mataji, you can read the purport. We can read the purport, na Prabhuji?
Yes.
Divya Desai
We have
Mataji.
time. We have time. We will finish.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Here the earth planet is called Ila. This earth was formerly known as Ilavrata Varsha, and when Maharaja Parikshit ruled the earth, it was called Bharatavarsha. Actually, Bharatavarsha is the name for the entire planet, but gradually Bharatavarsha has come to mean India. As India had recently been divided into Pakistan and Hindustan, similarly the earth was formerly called Ilavrata Varsha, but gradually as time passed, it was divided by national boundaries. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.
Pranam. Let's read the last one also.
Sure, Prabhuji. Karpagavali Mataji, you can read the sloka. Navkishori Mataji, you had raised your hand. You can read the translation.
Mataji, thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Mataji.
Maya Grahate Varaha Tanur Mahatmana Gauravaya Mayam Risar Virat Danam Dikshur Ajat Rita Swarat. Thank you, Mataji. Purport translation shall I read, Mataji?
Navkishori Mataji will read, Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. A descendant of Kuru, Brahma, the most independent demigod of the universe, accompanied by his followers, came to see the terrible fight for the sake of the world between the demon and the personality of Godhead, who appeared in the form of a boar. Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Prabhuji, Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, Dandavat.
Prashanti Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. The fight between the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the demon is compared to a fight between bulls for the sake of a cow. The Earth planet is also called Go or cow. As bulls fight between themselves to ascertain who will have union with a cow, there is always a constant fight between the demons and the Supreme Lord or his representative for supremacy over the earth. Here, the Lord is significantly described as Yajna Vayava. One should not consider the Lord to have the body of an ordinary boar. He can assume any form, and he possesses all such forms eternally. It is from him that all other forms have emanated. This boar form is not to be considered the form of an ordinary horn. His body is actually full of yajna or worshipable offerings. Yajna, sacrifices are offered to Vishnu. Yajna means the body of Vishnu. His body is not material, therefore he should not be taken to be an ordinary boar. Brahma is described in this verse as Swarat. Actually, full independence is exclusive to the Lord himself, but as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, every living entity has a minute quantity of independence. Each and every one of the living entities within this universe has this minute independence, but Brahma, being the chief of all living entities, has a greater potential of independence than any other. He is the representative of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and has been assigned to preside over universal affairs. All other demigods work for him. Therefore, he is described here as Swarat. He is always accompanied by the great sages and transcendentalists, all of whom came to see the bullfight between the demon and the Lord. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. So this completes all the shlokas. So you must be, so you must have, whatever I discussed is just a small portion of the wonderful activities and the energetic behaviors shown by the Lord and his devotees, maybe even in the opposite, being on the opposite party. So the Lord is very skillful in using devotees for different formats. Like Bhishma Pitama also loves Krishna a lot, but throughout his life he remained on the side of Kauravas to protect the throne because he had taken some vow for his father's fulfillment of a wish. And so we see that he undergoes a lot of tribulations. Yet at one point of time, he is throwing arrows to Krishna, and there's blood coming out from Krishna's body. And then Krishna rushes, and he sees that Arjuna is about to be killed by Bhishma Dev when he takes the wheel of the chariot and runs towards the Bhishma. And then Bhishma is smiling at the Lord that, look at this fellow. He promised not to lift weapon, but to protect his devotees. See how he has given up his own vow. So this we see shows that how Lord, is so capable of creating situations in our life. I can see how this battle between Kaliya, Hiranyaksha, or so many demons which Lord has fought, you can compare all those demons hidden within our own natures. And those things, they come out. Sometimes Lord also fights with us from within. We are supposed to chant properly, but don't chant. Suppose we are supposed to initially in devotional service. So different categories of devotees are there in terms of the time they've spent in knowledge, at least in this birth. Some are new to Krishna consciousness. They're regaining their consciousness. So they say, I will not leave tea, coffee. But later on, that same devotee, after 4 years, 5 years before initiation, he leaves and then follows entire till his death. And he leaves even onion garlic. But some of us, when we are new to Krishna consciousness, we are not able to give up onion garlic. Although we know that not in any temple of the Lord or even in your own altar of the Lord, you can never offer a food with the onion and garlic. It is forbidden. Lord doesn't consume. But yet at the same time, we follow it. So we don't want to follow, but certain when we become mature at the right time, the Lord doesn't, doesn't, he wants us to understand the change, what is going to happen in us. So initially you don't want to leave tea, coffee, is okay, but now you go and meet with devotees, you see some devotee doing wonderful kirtan or cooking for the Lord in a temple, then you want to cook and they say, are you initiated? Then you say, oh, I should get initiated to touch the fire. Yes, to get initiated you have to follow certain disciplines, but you love to cook for the Lord so much, or you want to go and sit on the Vyasasana and give katha of the Lord, although we are not capable to cook properly, we're not able to speak Krishna consciousness in a proper way, but we have the desire to do that. And Krishna gives the strength to fulfill that. So we want to follow, we don't want to follow. Krishna gives us some desires, then we want to move towards Krishna. So there's one more point in the shloka. If you remember that Hiranyaksha came with some speed towards the Lord. But when the Lord went, he went with double the speed of Hiranyaksha, even more higher speed to hit him. Same way what happens is sometimes when you want to follow certain discipline, Krishna is okay, nahi follow kar raha hai, it's okay. But then he shows you something in the temple and you also want to do like that, but then the temple authorities stop you to do that because you are not prepared to do that service. Then you go back and start following those disciplines. The Lord also comes eagerly. The moment you follow those disciplines, you notice somebody comes and speak to you and you get initiated, or then somebody, and the moment you get initiated, the temple needs people to serve. How many people are accepting Krishna consciousness? Not many, right? At least we see many devotees, but in the comparison to the amount of people there are in the world, number of people there are in the world, how many 0.00% are following Krishna consciousness? So in the temple, not that thousands of people are there to do kitchen service. So all the temples who want to do kitchen service, at least in the ISKCON, I have seen sometimes we need devotees to come and cook and do so many services. So that time, the moment you take initiated, so you fought against your own bad habits and brought yourself to the light. That time, Lord was going slow. The moment you get initiated, the Lord becomes very forcibly, he comes and pushes you to do service. The same Lord, with the help of somebody's arrangement, he stopped you doing some service. That same Lord is now throwing you to do that service. And in fact, what happens is that there are so many services available for sincere devotees, but devotees also need to take care of their health. So the temple had 400 people, 500 people, now 700 people are coming. You were cooking this much big pot, now you're cooking in this much big pot, and then you are cooking in very, very big pots, and sometimes the devotees have to clean them or put chawal and create that whatever sabji we are creating, and it takes huge strength. And then you serve for 1 month and then you run away because you got some backache. So you wanted to serve, somebody stopped you. Now you follow the discipline. The Lord is behind you. Do the service you wanted to do. Now you do it. He's rushing more heavily towards you. And then he's pushing you to one service. Then you came out of the kitchen service. Then he said, send him to deity worship. Then another devotee will catch you to deity worship. Start waking up at 3 o'clock and go and do deity worship, they will ask you to do second initiation. Then you say, "Kaun karega second initiation?" Then Lord says, "Okay." Then after 4 years, you see other devotees taking second initiation, and the temple president guy, "You are not taking, your juniors who got initiated after you are taken to second initiation. We need temples and devotees, be sincere, be this, be that." And then again you rush back to study and take interview and clear out, and then you get second initiated. The Lord, the temple of ISKCONs will run to ask you to do, and then they will ask you to come at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you really love that, but you then 3 months in the service you feel, "Arey, abhi main kaise karu, main to thak raha hu." Like this game will keep continuing. Then you move out to some preaching service, they will ask you to go to one bhakti vriksha, then they will ask you to go to two. So you see the Lord, how Hiranaksha is rushing towards the Lord to kill him. The Lord is rushing equally towards him to kill him. Both are rushing each other for their favors. And Lord is more favorable to Hiranaksha, then Hiranaksha can be more favorable to himself. And that is why I say, if there is a competition between you and the Lord who can love more, you will notice competition keeps going because it's increasing, because Krishna gives you power to serve him more, then he serves you more. Then he gives you more power to serve him, then he puts more power to, show you more services are there. So that is the reason how Lord actually gives us power to love him. He makes us understand him. He removes our inhibitions. He removes our understanding toward the Lord. And then you are able to enjoy reciprocating with the Lord. And in that reciprocation, you enjoy with the Lord. And that's how but you have to realize that you really cannot love God more than what God can love you. It's very natural. Mother always loves the child more than the child can love the mother. However, the child gets the chance to reciprocate to the mother when she's old, at least in material sense, we see in material bodies. But in Lord never gets old, so the soul also never gets old. So they, in the Goluka, they keep serving each other, and wonderful activities happen in Goluka, and for that we are preparing. Hare Krishna. This ends our session for today. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I think time is also over. Last time.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I have to ask one small question, Prabhuji. What's the difference between prarabdha and aprarabdha karma?
So, see, karma, we have to go by the definition. There are 3 types of karma, right? Akarma and vikarma, right? So then you have to understand upon karma indriyas involved in karma. So it's a very big topic. But, there are certain karmas which are favorable. They are known as the activities. What we do is karma, right? And right, and there are some karmas which we go against the Lord, vikarma, and some activities which we do in the favor of the Lord, akarma, means we do karma, but the reaction is not there because the Lord absorbs. And these, when you do the karma, the indriyas are involved, right? These indriyas are involved in doing that activity. Now, when the indriyas are involved, the 3 modes of material nature also get involved. Okay. So the karma, to understand what is prarabdha karma, first we have to understand what kind of activities we are doing. If we are serving Krishna and we are getting no reactions, that means you cannot generate prarabdha karma. That means you are not creating your future birth. And the karma in which you go against the Lord's wishes, and because your indriyas are involved, and because your senses are involved, the three modes of material nature govern your senses. So the three modes of material nature, the sattva, tama, and rajo guna, you do those activities, and what happens is that you fall into the action and reaction. Now, when you are doing a karma, when you are doing vikarma or karma, which has some good and bad reaction, that will create next body for you. So when you reach to the next body and you get a body, so the previous body in which you did some actions where your senses were involved and three modes of material nature act on you, and whatever consciousness you develop based on the three modes of material nature and the actions you did, you are given the next body. And when you reach to the next body, you look behind and say, I got this body because of some karma which I did in the past, which was prarabdha, which was about to manifest, right? Which you then get this body, and the portion of the karma then impacts your current body. So then you say, because of my prarabdha, I am getting these reactions. So the portion of the karma which influences our life in the present form or the body comes in the form of prarabdha. That's what best I can help you understand. It takes time to write. It takes time for the right time for you to come for that previous baggage of your karma to react on you. That's what we started with. That's the reason why I use this word. Does that make sense and clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Again, I know your yes was not very convincing, I'll tell you
No,
again.
because Prabhuji, actually there are 4 stages, no? Puta bija, prarabdha. Right? So that's why I want to ask you giving the first 2, puta bija. That's
no,
why.
so when you, so kushta, bija, prarabdha, and then it is in a manifested stage. So first of all, your desire, there are 4 stages of karma, right? So it can happen in the current body also. But generally, if you notice, the prarabdha word is not used in the current birth. Although a subtle form of prarabdha or whatever you say, that action actually works. So for example, from a technical point of view, any desire which comes to when any desire what we do, first the desire comes in this, the soul tendency is to desire. And the soul's tendency is to desire, but to enact that desire, you have been given mind intelligence. So the first karma, you saw gulab jamun. So you desired, your heart said, I want to eat gulab jamun. But suddenly the intelligence came and it registered that my heart wants to, or I want to eat gulab jamun. So that is the kushta or the beach stage or the desiring stage. And then you have to do some activity. So then there is a seed form in the form of, the desires. So the karma and the desires go very hand in hand. Sometimes they say that when you are desiring something is also an activity. So that stage of desire and karma, the action is happening even in your mind, that I want to reach to the shop and buy gulab jamun. So then activity is happening, that action is happening in your mind. And then you go and enact. So that, and then you see it happening, prarabdha, and then at another stage where you go for the result of that action. So this happens even in the same things. But prarabdha, generally, technically, we try to use it from those karmas which come from the past lives. That's what my little understanding says. I may be wrong, but because prarabdha is very I'm actually not wrong, but I'm humbly saying maybe you may have a better explanation to that. Not necessarily that I can answer all the questions. I don't even enjoy doing that, because then it shows that you are very knowledgeable, which then again goes to contrary of Vaishnava principles. So you are using the prarabdha word more in terms of the ripening of the karma. So the ripening doesn't happen within this birth. So I did something 4 years back, and now I have matured enough to experience the reaction. Generally, prarabdha or the sukruti also we say, right? Past life sukruti, like we say, right? So some of the
Yes, sir.
actions, some of the actions, they go by the maturity over lifetimes. So it takes time to manifest. Like there's a very perfect example that why Yashoda Maya and Nanda Maharaj were selected as parents, because 52 births back, they took 52 births to get to the position of becoming the mother of as Yashoda. I've heard it in a class. I have to do more research on that, but yes, that shows that they wanted to do some action. They had that desire. It took them so many births. So like that, previous.
In Krishna book, it says they had taken 3 births.
Okay, maybe 3 births or 50. I heard somewhere 50, maybe 3 births. Okay,
because it shows in the book, Prabhuji. That's why I told you.
Okay, good. Thank you. 3 births, not 52. 3 births.
Yeah, 3 births in Krishna book.
Yes, in Krishna book, referring to Krishna. Good.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So does that clear? I'm sorry, I don't know who asked this question, and who asked this question. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Mataji is asking
Padma, Prabhuji. Padma asked.
So Mataji, you are clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. That only I wanted to know more because of this aprarabdha. It's clear now, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandvat Pranam.
Actually, it is
Prabhuji,
considered to be very complex karma. It impacts from previous, so
Yes,
it's very.
yes.
But we devotees don't want all that. It's
Yeah.
enough in this birth, Baba. Enough in this birth. Enough of showing lot of uh, enough in this world. You see what is happening around us. Do you want? Why do we have to complicate? So we have to stay away from all this. Like how there is these types of karma actually then go to sanchita karma and kriyamana karma, or the agami, which is in future, like, right? So and this prarabdha karma is basically part of that sanchita karma, which is coming from one's past karma. And then because of this prarabdha karma, when you do the current karma, it is known as agami karma. Means aap aa chuka hai, agami aane wala hai, and you are going to face. So, and when you are motivated by the previous prarabdha karma, your agami karma, means the karma which you are doing in the current birth, also get impacted. You were supposed to get something, but because of the prarabdha karma, you got an accident, you missed the flight, and so then you became very you lost money, and you went into mild depression. Kya ho gaya meri life mein, kya meri flight miss ho gayi? But because it was past reaction, or somebody looted. Like, I'll tell you my example. Just 3 days back, me and my wife decided we'll do some donation. So unfortunately, we just brought the we were in a signal when somebody asked us to like donation, and the moment we had decided, and I thought maybe Krishna is propagating. I was showing some rupee note on the screen. That person grabbed the note even before I could give him, and he went away. So then I was thinking, if I would have had, I think that was some 50 rupees I had in my hand, but no change. But we had desired, and somebody asked. Generally, we ISKCON devotees love to give help or alms in the form of Krishna Prasadam. But that day, my wife and I said, okay, we should do some donation, somebody. But the moment we thought, and I couldn't react even, and I just brought, and I felt being looted. Okay, instead of me giving happily, he just grabbed it from my hand and went away. So वो डोनेशन नहीं हुआ ना, वो तो ग्रैबिंग हो गई ना. So ये भी एक तरीके का. तो then I decided, now what has happened is, maybe because of my prarabdha I got looted. Now agami karma means this. Now I have decided in this that I told my wife, no more donating in the signals. Because you are in a position you cannot even react because everybody is honking you. Go, it's green signal. So then I realized, Baba, ऐसी donation का क्या फायदा? तो एक बार भी किया उसमें भी थप्पड़ लग गया. You think that you wanted to good, that also got slapped. I decided अभी वाइफ को बोला नहीं करेंगे, अभी शीशे बंद, किधर जाएंगे, डोनेशन देना है, we want to give donation, we will see somebody who is really genuine, give him 100 rupees. My wife was telling, if you would have kept, he could have taken my wallet also. Because in this hand was note, in this hand was the wallet. He grabbed my note. He could have taken all my credit cards and debit
Yes,
cards.
Prabhu. That's very dangerous. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's what I told my wife कि ये decide ही. तो अब क्या हुआ, ये सब प्रारब्ध था जो लेके चला गया. आगामी कर्म ये कि अब कभी नहीं करूंगा ऐसी गलती. I'll never do that. So this is an example I can really tell you, nothing better than this.
Prabhuji, like that at times, when you have to just give the money, normally we don't give, normally we don't want to give money. At times, if you have to give, you can say Om Tat Sat and give it.
No, you see, I know one fundamental. Even if you don't want to give donation to anybody, when beggar comes to you, he doesn't, you don't want to give him, just be quiet. You say Om Tat Sat or no, it's up to you. But I'm saying, even if somebody comes, don't shout at him. Hey, hado. But sometimes the beggar will knock with I have seen this. They wear some metal, and with that metal, they will put it tuck in your shisha, in a car mirror.
Yes.
You really feel, it will break the mirror. So that time because you have to react. So you said, boss, mana kiya na. बेड़ा अभी कर्नाटक में तो थोड़ा सा कन्नड़ा बोल देता हूँ, although I'm learning, but पता नहीं कितने साल से लर्निंग करने में हूँ. So, but what I'm trying to say is, it's a very difficult world to be in. Very, very difficult. You want to do good others, but you are cornered. And of course, you do bad, then police will corner you. So you are in this world literally like a tongue within the tooth. ज़्यादा करेंगे तो कट जाएगी. You speak more, you're bitten. I know that when you try to give, the best katha comes out of you when you speak your realizations. But you don't know where you go wrong. And then some devotee comes and says, Prabhu, tumne aisa kyun kaha? You were wrong. Then you wanted to just share your heart. Prabhu, this example is not fit for being told in the class. And then you realize, oh my, and this doesn't happen with me. It doesn't happen. It happens with everybody. So really, you can't be very free in this world. You want to give donation, you don't give, you say Om Tat Sat, but don't shout at them. But I will say you don't shout at them, but suppose what if you get problems, then you really have to save yourself, like in my case, or somebody's, knocking the mirror so heavily on your car that it may break the mirror. So, the side mirror. So you have to pull it down and speak, hey, thank you, sir, nahi denge hum. You have to show some anger, otherwise he will break. So it's really, there is no rule. You say Om Tat Sat, he doesn't understand Om Tat Sat.
So that's for our protection.
Of course. Spiritually, you can do whatever. You're getting my point. I'm trying to give a very practical scenario. I have seen sometimes when you don't give, he will speak bad words and go. That time you just keep quiet. But I have seen beggars, sometimes, I'm not saying, in the 40 years I'm seeing this life, more than 40 years now, I have noticed even sometimes beggars are very angry, they put scratch and go. I'm not talking about generally the beggars, but whoever is begging in that moment, sometimes they put scratch on your car. I have seen, and small kids sometimes they do that. And you later on you hear it, but you don't realize, you reach home and say, oh, he only did it. You see, तो ओम तत्सत भी कहो, कुछ भी कहो, नुकसान तो कर दिया ना, 10,000 का स्क्रैच लगा के चला गया. अभी ओम तत्सत तो अपने लिए हो गया, कार का ओम तत्सत करके बिल बनाओगे क्या? You think what I'm saying. So you say Om Tat Sat to keep yourself insane, but you go to Hyundai showroom to say, or some Maruti showroom and say, sir, Om Tat Sat. Instead of bill, I'll say Om Tat Sat. It will not work. They will say Om Tat Sat, पहले निकालो पैसा, फिर बाद में कहना Om Tat Sat. See, I'm not negating Om Tat Sat attitude, but this world is not.
I understood, Prabhuji.
Om Tat Sat bola and things go. ऐसा नहीं है. Like, you are eating something and sometimes unoffered thing, you say, Om Tat Sat and eat. It is okay at certain time, but not all the time. You go, Om Tat Sat, खाते जा रहे हैं. That will not work.
Yes.
If at certain circumstances, you are hungry, wife is sick, you don't have anything to offer, and then you go to a hotel, what will you do? You have to survive, you have a kid. And then in the hotel, you silently do home tat. But not every time going home tat tat khai ja rahe hain. And enjoying. It's not. You're
Understood.
getting my
Understood.
point. I'm using.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandat pranam.
Hare Krishna,
Sorry
Prabhuji.
again today.
Thank you
Question
so much
answers.
for the class, Prabhuji. There are two, Prabhuji. Sorry, we can't take it ahead because it's already 11 and there is another class starting at 11. So I'll probably, devotees, you can send the message in the group, the questions in the group, and I'll forward it to Prabhuji for answers. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah. There is a
Shall we
class.
end with
There is
yes, at 11 o'clock.
There is a
Small
class.
books reading.
Yeah, there is one more session I'm doing this Saturday for 1.5 hours on the yoga and illusion. If anybody wants to attend,
Sure, Prabhuji.
there's a group which I'm doing. I'll try to see if I can send it to you. Or Mataji, the coordinator Mataji, you
Yes,
can just
Prabhuji.
say Hare Krishna to me. If
Yes, I
whenever
will
I
send
get the link, it's at
Sure.
from 8 to 9:30. I prepared some PowerPoints and
Sure,
Morning,
sure,
8, morning, Prabhuji, 8 to 9:30 morning.
evening Mataji, Saturday
Okay.
evening.
Okay, send
8
it, Prabhuji. We'll see those who want to join.
Shall I end the class with Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya, Prabhuji? Vancha
Yes,
Kalpatarubhyasya, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Devyo Namo, Ananda Koti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for all your realizations and wonderful class as usual. Shall I end the session, Prabhuji, with your
Hare
permission?
Krishna, Prabhuji,
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna. All
pranam.
the devotees, see you all